We all rely on Gmail, right? I mean, for everything. So just imagine, one minute you've got emails flooding in, and the next, complete silence. The constant stream of messages just stops, and you're left wondering, what in the world just happened?
You know that feeling of panic, right? You're checking your internet, you're hitting refresh like a maniac, you even send yourself a test email that never shows up. And you start thinking, what did I just miss? Was it a critical email from a client? An urgent message from family?
Well, the culprit is probably something you've never even heard of. It's like a hidden wall built right into your Gmail account. And no, it's not a bug or some kind of glitch. It's a deliberate, invisible limit on how many emails you can receive. And once you hit it, your inbox is basically sealed shut. Okay, so why does this wall even exist? It seems kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it? Let's dig into the why behind this digital silence, because it turns out Google actually has some pretty important reasons for putting these speed limits on your account. Basically, it's all about protecting the entire system and protecting you. These limits are there to keep Gmail running smoothly for millions of users. But maybe more importantly, they act as a shield to stop your account from getting totally overwhelmed by spam or, say, massive waves of automated messages, like server alerts. Now, take a look at these numbers. 60 messages a minute might sound like a lot, but think about it. If you have a misconfigured system sending out error logs, you could blow past that limit in just a few seconds. And 86,000 emails a day, for a busy, shared account that gets a ton of automated reports, that's a ceiling you could crash into without ever seeing it coming. And it's not just about the number of emails, there's also a size limit. You literally can't receive a single email that's bigger than 50 megabytes. This is exactly why Google is always pushing us to use Google Drive for big files. It keeps the whole email system from getting jammed up. And here's another one of those hidden tripwires. You can only get up to 500 attachments in a single email. Now, that might sound rare, but if you're dealing with bulk data or automated systems that bundle files together, it's another one of those weird limits you really need to be aware of. All right, so you've hit the limit. Now what? Well, this is where it gets pretty serious. We're not talking about a temporary little slowdown here. We're talking about a full-on 24-hour lockout where you can't receive any new mail at all. The second you go over one of those limits, boom, the suspension starts. And as you can see here, for the next 24 hours, your account is basically a black hole. Nothing gets in. Yeah, the system resets itself after that 24-hour period. But by then, the damage is already done. And here's the absolute kicker. The emails that are sent to you during this lockout don't just, wait in a line for you. No, they are actively rejected. They bounce right back to whoever sent them, usually with a scary-looking delivery failure notice. And that right there is the real danger. Those bounce messages, they are gone forever. You can't get them back. Your IT admin can't get them back. Not even Google can recover them. A whole day's worth of emails, maybe a job offer, invoices, personal notes, just vanished into thin air. I know, that sounds terrifying, right? But the good news is you can totally prevent this from ever happening to you. It's all about being a little smarter with how you handle high volumes of email. So let's talk about how to take back control. The number one, hands down best solution is something called Google Groups. Think of it like a super-powered shared inbox that's built from the ground up to handle a ton of email. Instead of flooding one person's account with things like team announcements or system logs, you just point them to a Google group. All the messages are there, ready to be read, but they don't count against anyone's personal receiving limits. It's a game changer. And look, when you see it side by side like this, it becomes super clear. On the left, you've got all the high-risk stuff, like using one email account for a whole team, or having one of those catch-all addresses that just sucks in spam. And on the right, the safe, smart alternatives, which almost always lead back to using Google Groups. So here are the 3 golden rules to live by. First, stop sharing single accounts from multiple people. Just make a Google group instead. It's easy. Second, watch how many aliases you're creating for one user. Try to keep it under 10. And third, seriously, get rid of those catch-all accounts. They seem convenient, but they are absolute magnets for spam that will push you over the daily limit in no time. So let's just hammer home the 3 most important takeaways here. Number 1, that invisible wall is real. Your Gmail account has strict, non-negotiable receiving limits. Number 2, the penalty for hitting that wall is harsh, a 24-hour lockout where every single incoming email is lost for good. And number 3, Your best defense is to use Google Groups for any kind of shared or automated email. It's what they're built for.
And that really brings us to the final question you should be asking yourself. Take a hard look at how you and your team are using email. Is your setup built for the long haul? Or are you unknowingly walking a tightrope right next to that hidden wall? Because the difference is a smooth, reliable inbox versus a full day of complete, unrecoverable silence.